The year is zero. At least I guess so. Time wasn't real then, but anyway, the year is zero, and God just had a wonderful idea. You know how we have plants, right? Those green things? Well, yes, Lord, what about them? The design seems fine. Yeah, fine, but my design should be perfect, inscrutable in every way, fitting of a grand deity like myself. That's true, and I guess it could be a bit better. Ah, yes, that's the spirit that got you into heaven. So, what do you suggest, Lord? So you know that plants take up water, absorb it. Yeah, and they have these cool leaf things where they use that water with sun and carbon dioxide to produce their own glucose. Yeah, now you're just describing how a plant works. Okay, fine. My point is, what if we made them lose water? Your plan is to make them lose water? Yup. Genius, isn't it? Water that they need. Well, yeah, but we're always for balance and equity and stuff, so make plants give away water? That's the basic principle, but that's a bad idea. We're not doing it. So you don't like my idea? No. Out of heaven with you, you second great seraph, you childish cherub. I am the Lord thy God, and I shall not be commanded by any lesser being. Enjoy hell, by the way. Transpiration. Plants losing water. It doesn't sound quite right. In fact, it seems counterintuitive. That's like if humans got rid of oxygen every time they breathed. Oh wait. That is what happens. In fact, transpiration is as necessary to plants as your sweat is to you. Even though you get rid of water by sweating, something else is achieved at the same time. Like you lower your temperature when you're hot. So, plants lose water through their stomata for various very important reasons. Firstly, when water evaporates from the surface of the leaves, it cools the plants. Like it's sweating. Yeah, plants definitely do a lot of strenuous activity like staying still, and photosynthesizing. However, they're always out in the sun, so you can't really argue with plant sweat. If you could bottle it, you could probably sell it with Gwyneth Paltrow as a new snake oil product.
Plant sweat, the revolutionary product of millions of years of evolution and several natural processes, cures depression, cancer, bad grades, and loneliness. Order now for 20% off your first container shipment.
Secondly, transpiration draws water up to the leaves for use in photosynthesis. How does this make sense though? I mean, you're bringing more water up by losing more water? How in the backyardigans, Miss Spider's Sunny Patch friends, does that make any sense? Well, only about 3% of the water brought up from the roots is actually used for growth and metabolism. The rest is lost through transpiration and guttation. Not to be addressed in this lesson. Transpiration occurs when water is evaporated through the stomata from the spongy and palisade mesophyll layers and diffuses out of the leaf. This evaporation causes water loss, which causes a pull from the xylem to the leaf. That is, a negative pressure, or suction force, is formed in the xylem that pulls water from the roots and soil. It pulls due to the effects of capillary action. That is, when the adhesion between the water molecules and the vessel is stronger than the cohesion between the water molecules themselves. This pull transports water as well as mineral ions. Third, plant structure. Some plants are unable to stand on their own because they don't have big, strong, woody stems to keep them upright. So, transpiration, being the great soup kitchen volunteer it is, allows for cells in the stem to be supplied with water so that they can remain turgid and support the structure of those poor herbaceous plants with non-lignified stems. What you may realize, though, is that transpiration isn't always a really cool guy. What do I mean by that? As long as transpiration isn't listening, sure. Even though transpiration volunteers at the soup kitchen every Christmas and occasionally reads to orphans, he has a secret. Photosynthesis requires the stomata to be open, right? So that carbon dioxide can enter and oxygen can kindly show itself out. But when the stomata are open, transpiration is also happening. So photosynthesis and transpiration have a compromise. Transpiration can occur so quickly that the plant wilts and dies, and photosynthesis just kind of has to adjust to the resources that it has availability to. This is the compromise between photosynthesis and transpiration that has to occur. Otherwise, the plant will lose reprehensible amounts of water and very soon die. But to help you understand transpiration, you must first understand the factors which affect it. To help you understand, you young upstarts, I've decided to develop the perfect mnemonic. HALT. H-A-L-T. HALT stands for humidity, air movement, light intensity, and temperature. Or you could have Hamlet, but I think HALT is better because of the following phrases you can use at any time to help you remember. HALT, who goes there? HALT, you criminal scum. Or HALT, thought, I resist your licentious temptations. Okay, let's get started. First up is humidity. Humidity is the content of water vapor in the air at a certain time and place in the atmosphere. Now you may be familiar with concentration gradients, the main concept of diffusion. Transpiration is really just based on diffusion. So the humidity of the atmosphere surrounding the leaf creates a concentration gradient, as if there is a high concentration of water vapor in the leaf and a lower atmospheric humidity, there's a steeper concentration gradient and transpiration occurs faster. Here's a graph in case you still don't understand. Next is air movement, better known by its scientific term, wind. When it's windier, plants transpire at a faster rate and vice versa. This happens when plants transpire. A kind of layer forms under the leaf where water vapor remains. When the wind blows, not only does the cradle rock, throwback, most you kids won't get it, but the layer also gets blown away and more space is left for more water to transpire. And of course, another graph for your viewing pleasure. Our third factor is light intensity. That is the harshness or strength of light levels around the plant. The stomata on the underside of leaves are surrounded by two photosynthetic guard cells. In bright light, the stomata are fully open so that water vapor can diffuse out rapidly. The opposite occurs in low light. The guard cells close the stomata in response to low light levels, so transpiration is slowed. Last but not least is temperature, which only seems to have its own 2 cents in everything. At higher temperatures, water doesn't like to stay around, so it evaporates faster and transpiration happens faster. But at lower temperatures, water feels more comfortable staying around, expressing its sexuality and stuff, and evaporates slower. Hence, transpiration occurs slower. And that was transpiration. The apparently counterproductive process in plants, it causes them to lose water but allows for something very important. To pull water and dissolved substances up the plant and to allow cells along the way to get hard, turgid, and keep those herbaceous plants upright.